The meeting of the Iron Range Resource and Rehabilitation Board will come to order for April 30th, 2021. Lorene, why don't you call the roll to see who's here?
Senator Bach.
Here.
Representative Eklund.
Here.
Senator Eichhorn. Representative Eigel.
Here.
Representative Lislegard.
Here.
Representative Lueck.
Here.
Senator Ruud.
Here.
Representative Sandsted.
Here.
Senator Tomasoni.
Here.
Got 8 members present.
So quorum is present. Commissioner, let's see, we need approval of the minutes from January 15th. Who wants to move it?
I'll move the minutes of January 15th.
Representative Sandsted moves the approval of the January 15th minutes, seconded by Senator Bach. We don't need a roll call on this.
Yeah.
We do, unfortunately.
Who made these rules?
Somebody like you.
No, I never did, because we don't even do them.
They're in statute, I guess. The statute that gives us permission to have these meetings online.
I don't think so, because we don't do it in the legislature, but go ahead, Lorene, call the roll.
Okay. Senator Bach.
Yes.
Representative Eklund.
Yes.
Senator Eichhorn is excused. Representative Eigel.
Yes.
Representative Lislegard.
Yes.
Representative Lueck.
Yes.
Senator Ruud.
Yes.
Senator Ruud. Oh. Representative Sandsted.
Yes.
Senator Tomasoni.
Yes,
We have yet 8 yes and 1 excused.
the minutes are approved. Commissioner, do you have comments?
Yes. I just want to give a few updates to the board, because I know I send out a kind of a regular thing, but so, you know, we've been undergoing a financial audit by the Office of the Legislative Auditor, and the audit is from July 1st of 17 through February 29th of 20. They stopped field work on the audit in October to turn their attention to the state's annual comprehensive audit and financial report. So, and they're supposed to turn their attention back to us, and by the end of May, or sometime in May, they feel they're going to get us our draft audit report, and then we'll have an exit interview and have an opportunity to respond. So we really don't know what's in it. We have an inkling on a few issues. They don't appear to be substantial, more routine kinds of things, and anything that we're aware of that they're calling to our attention, we've already made the corrective action. So I don't think this should be much of a headline material exercise, but until we see it, we don't know. And the thing I would tell you is they were supposed to do this and be completed before the legislative session ever started. And I told them that I didn't want the audit released during the legislative session because it's a distraction, because it becomes a political football. So I'm hoping that you guys will be done on the 17th, and then it'll come out after that. So, but we're not anticipating anything that we have grave concerns about. So I just want to let you know that. I mean, you can jump in if you have questions about anything I'm talking about. If you recall, we approved money for, we call them COVID relief loan fund or whatever. So we partnered with the Entrepreneur Fund. We've made, as of the last time we checked, we have 94 loans were made under that, about $3.1 million out of that 5 million. It has definitely slowed down because there's forgivable money coming from the federal government for bars and restaurants now, and there's other SBA programs that might be more attractive. So we're seeing a slowing of our loan program. So we're going to have to make a decision probably when we do our budget or something, what we're going to do, if we're going to cut it off or let it dribble out or whatever. But We will make a recommendation to the board at a future meeting. We had some pretty good luck with we did another $2 million to allowed communities to apply and have their own programs. And those we got leveraged. So we leveraged another $2 million at least, or more, in some cases more. And almost all that money has been deployed. And in total, this probably impacted, per the applications, we got up almost 1,000 jobs. So we probably preserved quite a few jobs on the Iron Range with what we did. So if there's anybody has any questions about that, I can answer them. If not, I just wanted to update the board. So Flow International, I believe their headquarters is down in McGregor, but they have an operation in White Lakes. And we've been negotiating with them for years about expanding in White Lakes or whatever. Well, they acquired the building, what we call the Knott building in the Alaskan Industrial Park. And that is a building that was acquired by the city in anticipation of a project that never happened, and it's been vacant for several years. So a deal was made between the city, and we had to approve it because we have the financing on it. And so Flow is going to be expanding into that industrial park, which we're pretty excited about. It doesn't require any board action, but because we have the financing and we're having to sign off on everything, I just wanted the board to be aware of it. It doesn't require any action. There's no new money going in it or anything. So, so we look forward to Flow expanding over there. Those are good manufacturing jobs. So the other thing I wanted to say is our Evelyn offices are nearing completion. I mean, all the real construction work has been done. What we're doing now is putting the place back together and reinstalling office furniture, building out an improved lobby area, upgrading the cosmetics in that area. And we're also in the middle of construction of replacing our backup power generation. There used to be an old diesel generator in the shops, and now we're putting a natural gas fired generator out in the parking lot behind the building. And so I think most of the below grade work is being done. They're putting in a retaining wall, and then we'll probably by sometime in June, we'll have our backup power. So the office reopening plan, we're developing a plan that we got word from management and budget that we'll be reoccupying or coming off the mandatory work from home order will be coming off at the end of June. So they want us to develop a plan for reoccupying our building between July 1 and Labor Day. So I don't think it'll be a magic date where everybody just shows up on the same day. We'll probably have some kind of graduating, people reintroducing them to the office and whatever. And the other thing, just a couple more. So we are operating under an executive order from 2019, Executive Order 24, that calls on us to have formal consultations with our tribal governments that we share geography with. So we have done that. We have hired a tribal liaison, and Billy is on the Zoom with us today. So I'm gonna just have her say hi so her picture shows up.
Hi.
There she is. Billy Isham, she was hired through a formal hiring process. We had a number of good applicants, and she rose to the top and was hired. And she has been very helpful, and we've had some informal meetings, what I call informal consultations. And by the executive order, we have to have formal consultations, government to government, by I think September. So we will be doing that, and especially we thought the formal ones should probably be face-to-face. So when it'll take place probably between July and September.
Commissioner, why don't we have Billy introduce herself and tell us?
Yeah,
a little-
okay, great, thank you.
Hello, everyone. As I was introduced, my name is Billy Isham. I'm a member of the Boys Ford Band. I was the tribal education director for the tribal government for 19 years, so I'm very familiar with Indian country. I have a lot of contacts at all the reservations, and I've been utilizing those contacts. And I feel that from the informal meetings that we've had to date, every tribal council has expressed a desire to build the tribal relations with IRRR. So they are very welcoming of the new liaison position here because they do want to have someone that they can call on directly. One takeaway from our meetings was they want to learn more. They don't feel like they are well-versed or educated in what they can apply for or what is eligible to them as tribal governments. So that is one thing that I will be doing. That is one of my job priorities, is to educate them, inform them, and keep the lines of communication open. And it's been working well so far. In my summary, when I submitted it, I was still working on trying to get Leech Lake. They have a different way of doing things there. So yesterday I had a Zoom call with their executive director and their tribal or their community relations rep, and it was a good meeting. I have a better understanding now of how their government system works, and we're going to be setting up another meeting to hear those projects. I met with the project planner, so the higher level communications as far as their tribal council, they want to reserve for those higher level conversations. So right now I'm working with the staff, and we're going to see what the projects are with all 4 tribal nations and what IRRR can do and move forward with it.
Thank you, Billy.
Thank you, Billy.
So
Commissioner.
in addition, because we don't have, most of the agencies, there's 11 tribal governments in Minnesota and there's 23 state agencies, and they're all doing these consultations and everything. We only have these 4. So we're making Billy familiar with all our programs and everything so she can assist our community development staff as well. Because when she is out meeting with tribal governments, she's driving through our other communities and she can assist in other ways. So we feel this has been a great addition to our staff. She has a lot of experience, and we're happy to welcome her on board. She's been here for a few months now. So the last thing I just want to bring up is, and most people are aware of this because we've been reaching out, but we have the board budget work group meetings have been scheduled with the staff, I think, beginning next week. So I've just looked at the draft budget for the first time this morning. So there might be a little tweaking before next week. But, if you recall, we planned for the down year we had in 2020 with 3-year averaging. We didn't know it was just going to be 1 year. We were anticipating maybe 2 years. So actually, I think we were pretty well prepared for a 1-year downturn. And it will have a dip in revenues because of 3-year averaging for 3 years, really, before we climb out of it. But it won't be as severe as it was a few years ago. So that's good news. So with our carry forward and everything, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape budget-wise, and the outlook looks good because the price of steel and the price of ore is at all-time highs. So the companies are producing like crazy right now. So we're good with that. And then we'll be scheduling a budget meeting sometime at the end of May or the 1st of June. And I anticipate it might be a bigger meeting because of the budget, but we also might have, we're working on a sizable economic development project that might have to come forward at that same meeting in order to be efficient. So it could be a little longer meeting than this one today. It could go relatively quickly. And that's all I have. If anybody has any questions or comments, I'd be happy to address anything.
Any comments or questions for the commissioner? Okay, I don't see any, so, all right, then let's move on then to the next agenda item, the Cass Corporation. Matt and Scott, you got this one?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, Scott Sundvall will be presenting loans to Cass Corporation in Airmark.
Scott?
Mr. Chair, members of the board, our first loan is for Cass Corporation. It's a participation loan with Security State Bank out of Hibbing. It's for basically a new CNC machine at Cast. It's just replacing an old inefficient machine that's causing them a lot of problems with downtime and expensive costs, repair costs. They are planning on hiring one new position, retaining 50. Total cost of the project's $262,000, split 50-50 with Security State and ourselves at $131,000 each. Cass is a big returning customer of the IRRR's. They currently have six loans with us right now. They are all current. And that's what I have for this loan. Any questions?
Any questions of commission members?
Mr. Chair,
Matt?
and members, if I just might add quickly, I think both of these loans are good examples of companies that have utilized our programs, and they're also good examples of people that utilize our programs and then pay the money back so we can keep utilizing the programs.
Well, they definitely have a good track record, that's for sure, and they've been around for quite a while, so it's good to see. And in fact, I have a grandson who was working there, which is kind of interesting. Now, is there anybody from the company online that wants to comment, or do we not have anybody online?
Mr. Chairman, we didn't ask them because they've appeared before the board several times before. We didn't feel it was necessary, and they have most people have been familiar with these two companies, so we did not ask them to attend.
Okay, last opportunity to comment.
Mr. Chair?
Representative Sandsted.
Thank you very much. Just a quick question. I appreciate this project coming forward. I'm just curious, out of the jobs, are these, and I should know this, I just don't recall from our meetings prior, are these union jobs, or are a portion of these at all union jobs? Do you know?
Scott or Matt, you know that?
Mr. Chair, Representative Stansett, I don't believe these are union jobs.
That's my understanding also.
Okay, thanks very much.
All right. With that, Representative Sandsted moves resolution 21013, seconded by Senator Rude. Any further discussion? Seeing no hands on the chart, Lorene, will you please take the roll?
Senator Bach,
Yes.
Representative Eklund,
Yes.
Senator Eichhorn,
Aye.
Representative Eigel,
Yes.
Representative Lisgard,
Yes.
Representative Lewick,
Yes.
Senator Rude,
yes,
Representative Sandsted,
Yes,
Senator Thomasoni.
Yes,
We have 9 yeses.
the motion prevails. The resolution is adopted. Let's move on to number 5, Airmark.
Okay, Mr. Chair, members of the board, our next loan project is with Airmark, doing business as Nelson Woodshims out of Cohasset. This is a fairly sizable project for them. It's a $1.3 million project. It's basically for a new sawmill that will give them the capability of producing up to 4 times of what they're producing now. They are planning on hiring 12 new positions with retaining 53. The collateral on the project will be a shared first position on the equipment purchased from the proceeds of this loan. The company will be putting $300,000 in, And the remaining $1 million will be split between Bankers Trust out of Iowa and ourselves at 500,000 each.
Any questions or comments? Okay. Do we have, oh, they have a pretty good track record also?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, they have an extremely good track record. I believe they pay most of their loans off early.
Okay, that's, I see that on the list here. Okay, and hiring 12 new people also. Okay, any further comments or questions? Seeing none, then Senator Icorn moves resolution number 21014, seconded by Representative Igo. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Lorraine, will you take the roll, please?
Senator Bach,
Yes.
Representative Eklund,
Yes.
Senator Icorn,
Yes.
Representative Igo,
Yes.
Representative Lizagard,
Yes.
Representative Luick,
Yes.
Senator Rude,
Yes.
Representative Sandsted,
Yes.
Senator Thomasoni.
Yes.
We have 9 yes.
The motion prevails. The resolution is adopted. Moving on to item number 6, the community development projects. Is this, Chris, do you have this?
Mr. Chair, yes.
Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, we have 13 fiscal year 21 infrastructure projects for your review and recommendation. Agency investment, 2.35 million, and the total project investment about 29.54 million. The leverage on this is a $1 of agency investment per 11.5 outside dollars, other dollars. I'll start with community infrastructure projects. City of Aiken, $225,000 grant amount. The project consists of water, sewer, and storm sewer upgrades on several streets in the city of Aiken. The improvements benefit the city by providing access to safe drinking water. In addition, the improvements will improve sanitary sewer collection, water supply, and storm water management in the downtown commercial area. So these improvements are key improvements for their downtown commercial area. City of Aurora, grant amount $130,000. The project consists of phase 2 emergency waste treatment facility upgrades. Their system failed in November of 2018. And, for technical terms, you see here in the memo, primary digester experienced overpressurization. Really what happened was it blew up. And the term used in the industry is rags. Rags impacted the system. And these are things that aren't biosolids that ran through their system. They could be wipes, diapers, clothing, plugged it up, and there was an explosion. And we helped out at that time. At this time, they're looking to do some screening improvements, and this will allow to screen out anything that could come in so they don't end up in a similar situation. Finland Fire and Rescue, grant amount $40,650. Project consists of the construction of a new facility to store equipment, loose fire goods, and fire retardants and oils. These chemicals need their own facility storage space as mandated by OSHA. The project also includes water storage tanks. These are 4,800 gallon storage tanks to expand their water capacity for their fire services. And they're also going to be doing some facility upgrades on site to include ADA and OSHA compliant bathrooms. City of Gilbert, grant amount $120,000. The project consists of making emergency improvements to the City of Gilbert water treatment plant. This city water treatment plant was put online in 1915, and they have made improvements over the years. They've expanded the facility twice, but this facility is at the end of its life cycle, and the city will need to invest in a new water treatment plant. They've made significant investment over the last few years in a new waste treatment plant. And I know they're working on plans for the new water treatment plant, but there are emergency fix-ups that need to happen now just to keep the thing running. So they've requested our assistance And those include some modifications, some filter repair, clarifier repairs, and upgrades to their sulfuric and carrier water system. City of Tower, grant amount $100,000. This phase of the project includes the repair and rehabilitation of the exterior masonry of the Tower Historic Fire Hall. The overall project is the preservation of the historic fire hall on Tower's Main Street. And this is located in the heart of downtown Tower. And the building kind of connects the community and the region to the start of the iron ore mining industry, which has shaped our region. And we're partnering here with Minnesota Historical Society and the Tower Sedan Historical Society on this preservation project. City of Virginia, $250,000. Project consists of phase 1 citywide street reconstruction and infrastructure replacement of storm sewer, sidewalks, water and sewer service lines. In November 2019, the city updated their capital improvement plan. They were looking at, trying to identify short and long-term capital improvement projects. And in the process, they came up with an immediate need of over $10 million in citywide water, sewer, and street improvements. And so this would be phase 1 of that project. We'll move now into the development infrastructure projects. City of Crosby, $350,000 request. The project consists of the extension of utilities, including water, sewer, and storm sewer, and a lift station construction to allow for a new business development in Crosby. This is city infrastructure just to accommodate the site being developed that the city's working with Miners Incorporated on the construction of a new 64,000 square foot grocery and liquor store with a full pharmacy. Development of the project will provide significant tax base increase for Crosby and essential services to the region. Expected to create 61 permanent jobs and 57 construction jobs. City of Ely, $277,270. Project consists of infrastructure and site work for the redevelopment of the former Shopco building in Ely. The city is currently working with ZUPS on the reconstruction and addition of a new 34,470 square foot grocery and liquor store with a full pharmacy and a meat processing center. The development project will provide significant tax base increase for Ely and essential services to the region. The project is expected to create 49 permanent jobs and 44 construction. And I'll note on this project, there's some partner money outside of the private investment with AUA. We have Highway 1 corridor funds that we are investing on the component of the addition to the facility. There will be a little over 2,000 square foot addition to the facility to help accommodate the meat processing center. And then we also have some demolition money to help make some changes to the existing facility. City of Ely, grant amount, $73,449. This project consists of water main replacement. The Ely Boathouse Brew Pub is working on an expansion that requires the installation of a sprinkler system, and the current water line coming into that facility from the city will not accommodate a sprinkler system. So we're basically doing an upgrade to the existing sprinkler system. City of Eveleth. Project consists of grant amount $66,000, and the project consists of 88 compliant facility upgrades for the East Range Development Achievement Center construction project. The construction project entails replacement of an existing accessible entrance ramp, pavement upgrades, and ADA facility improvements. The East Range Development Achievement Center provides job training and work opportunities for over 90 employees with disabilities from across the Iron Range. City of Gilbert, grant amount $33,775. The project consists of infrastructure extension to serve a business in the city of Gilbert. The West 40 RV campground is updating and expanding the campground footprint. So we have a 75 foot by 40 foot section that will be new. It'll include 7 campsites, which will serve large RVs and trailers, complete with 50 amp electric, city and water, sewer, city water and city sewer service to those sites. And a new walk-in group tent site will also be added to include 20 amp electric service, and a dedicated electric vehicle EV charging station will be added in the overflow and restroom shower building area. These renovations, there's additional renovations that the owners are making throughout the campground area that'll result in a new campground store with RV parts and supplies and retail items frequently requested by tourists. The next project, City of Hibbing. Project consists of infrastructure and site work for a business expansion in the City of Hibbing. iClinic North is currently providing services in a 1,000 square foot space in downtown Hibbing. They'll construct a new 5,500 square foot iClinic facility. The new facility will expand services from the current 2 exam rooms to 8 exam rooms and additional support spaces and large optical suite. The expansion will add additional employees, including 1 optometrist and 2 full-time support staff. And then future growth, they intend to include additional providers and support staff and an independent ophthalmologist, which they're currently trying to recruit right now. The new facility will provide new tax base and to the City of Hibbing and provide essential services to the region. And the project is expected to create 6 permanent jobs and 16 construction jobs. City of Two Harbors, grant amount $275,000. Project consists of infrastructure and construction of a service road for a business expansion in Two Harbors. Lake Superior Dental Associates will construct a new 4,500 square foot dental clinic. The expansion into the new clinic will accommodate space for additional staff and dental services, and they'll expand their care to the community from 3 days a week to 4 or 5 days a week. The new facility will increase tax base for Two Harbors and provide essential services to the region. The project is expected to create 5 permanent jobs and 10 construction jobs. Mr. Chair, I'll entertain any questions at this time.
Thank you, Chris. Just curiosity, it appears there's a real lot of jobs in this package. Do you have a total of not only construction jobs, but new permanent jobs that are created? I don't know if you figured that out yet or not, but it seems to me that it's a pretty good package when it comes to that.
I'll get back to you, Mr. Chair.
And that's I think that maybe at some point, maybe the agency ought to calculate what the impact is on the area in regards to jobs, because these packages have a real lot to do with jobs, and there's some really good stuff going on here, and maybe our staff and the agency doesn't get enough credit for all the job creation that happens as a result of some of the activities we do. But
Mr. Chairman, we do track them. We, as part of the administration's One Minnesota effort or whatever, we have to track everything. And we do that, I believe, quarterly. So I'll make sure that I get the board those numbers.
I think
we do track all job creation, whether it's from grants or loans.
Yeah, I figured you got it somewhere, but I just thought it might be something that we should actually pat ourselves on the back for. Senator Bach, did you have a comment?
Mr. Chairman, I don't see a place to raise my hand on this Zoom format, but I'm just wondering if we're getting the wordage down right. I noticed on this Two Harbors project, it says create 5 permanent jobs. Are those existing jobs that we're retaining, or are they actually new? And I first thought of that question when I saw the new grocery store in Ely, where it said expected to create 49 permanent jobs at the grocery store. That I can't imagine that's possible by adding the meat processing on. Are we counting the jobs we're moving from down the street to the Shopko building, or I'm not sure we got the wordage quite right.
Chris?
Mr. Chair, Senator Bach, no, these are new jobs and these are vetted. We meet with the companies. They have to provide what types of positions. So, specific to Zoops or Zups, those jobs are real. In fact, they came back with a higher number. We brought that number down a bit, but based on the fact that they're going to provide pharmacy jobs, liquor store jobs, meat processing jobs, and they provided a number for each of those. So we had a breakdown. They have 41 existing jobs, so they would be expanding to additional 49. When we look at comparable development projects, say like in the city of Crosby, who's doing something similar, their job creation numbers match what we are getting even from Zups. So And then specific to Silver Bay, those are new jobs that they're recruiting and they're hiring for the increased work. I think they only operate right now in Two Harbors at a 2-day a week.
Okay, that's helpful. So, Mr. Chairman, you're right. Some of these are very helpful for these communities.
We're estimating 126 jobs as a part of this funding package. That would be new permanent jobs. Some of those are part-time, but some of those are, quite a few of those are union type of jobs. So.
Yeah, Senator Bucks, Zoops is adding dry goods as well. Shopko used to provide one of the last places up there other than a dollar store or something where you could buy other dry goods other than groceries. So they're going to be adding a different mix of merchandise as well to their grocery operation.
Good.
Okay, anybody else that can't raise their hand, just yell out and we can recognize you. Otherwise, I'll move on to a motion here. Okay, seeing no further comments, not hearing any other comments. Representative Lisselgaard will move resolution number 21015, seconded by Representative Lewick. Any further comments or questions? Seeing none, Lorene, take the roll, please. And
Senator
here-
Bob?
there you go.
Yes. Yes.
Representative Eklund. Representative Eklund?
Yes.
Senator Eichhorn?
Yes.
Representative Igo?
Yes.
Representative Lisselgaard?
Yes.
Representative Lewick?
Yes.
Senator Rude?
Yes.
Representative Sandsted?
Yes.
Senator Thomasoni?
Yes,
We have 9 yes.
the motion prevails. The resolution is adopted. Okay, let's go on to the last thing on the agenda, the regional trails projects. Linda, you have this?
Chairman Thomasoni, board members, we have 5 projects that Jim Plummer will be presenting today, and we'll hand it off to Jim. Thank you.
Jim, go ahead.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, nice to see everyone on this sunny Friday. We have 5 regional trail projects for your recommendation. The total Iron Range resources and rehabilitation investment is $959,300, and the total project investment is $1,918,600. That's a leverage of 1-to-1. The first grant request is from Lake County for an amount of $450,000. It's for the Split Rock Wilds Mountain Bike Park. This is phase 2 construction to take place in 2021. This phase will add an additional 11 miles to the existing trail system. The matching money for this part of the project comes from Greater Minnesota Parks and Trails Commission. The second grant is to the city of Ely for $300,000. This is to complete the phase 1 construction of the Prospectors Loop and will allow for the completion of an important connection between Vermilion Lake State Park and the main Prospectors Trail between Tower and Babbitt. For this project, the match is coming from the ATV dedicated account. The third grant request is from St. Louis County Public Works for $154,300. And this is on behalf of the Voyager Country ATV Club for construction of their trail improvement project. This project consists of improvements of 5 segments within the existing trail system. And the matching money for this project is coming from state bond funds. The next grant request is from Iron Range Tourism Bureau for $50,000. This grant will fund the Northern St. Louis County Trails Task Force Sustainable Trails grant program and will help sustain a fund for trail projects where needs cannot be met from other grants. The first $50,000 that was awarded to Iron Range Tourism Bureau 2 years ago assisted with in backing 13 trail sustainability program projects over the last year. And then the match is coming from those specific projects that will be awarded. The last grant is request is from the City of Tower for the amount of $5,000. This grant will assist in funding the City of Tower Trails Plan project. The project goal will be to improve connectivity between significant areas and destinations, as well as to explore future trail expansion and connectivity within Tower, Brighting, and throughout the region. The match is coming from the Tower Economic Development Authority and the City of Tower.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Any questions or comments from the members? I just want to say that I'm glad we got into trails. I think it's a big deal, and we found from whether it's Crosby or the Redhead or the ATV trails or snowmobile trails that we get involved in, we have a great big impact on the area, and I think these are really good projects. So if I don't see any more comments,
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Bach.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Plummer, as maybe we should reach out to Tower about this, because it looks like they're doing some planning for some trail development. I think what's not publicly well known yet is I believe Highway 115 from the Y store to Cook is going to be rebuilt. I think there's some federal money coming for that to help the county with that. I believe it's going to be constructed with some fairly wide shoulders, anywhere from 4 to 8 feet. So I think that could be a very important piece of trail segment to get Cook and Tower connected. So there's not much point in weaving our way through the woods to get to Cook and Tower when we could create a safe bike path along Highway 115. So just make sure that they're aware of that, as they sometimes easements are a real problem. They might want to spend some of their alignment out on Highway 115.
Okay, any other comments, committee members? All right, seeing none, then Senator Bach moves resolution 21016, seconded by Representative Eklund. Seeing no further comments, Lorene, please take the roll.
Senator Bach,
Yes.
Representative Eklund,
Yes.
Senator Eichhorn,
Yes.
Representative Eigel,
Yes.
Representative Lislegard,
Yes.
Representative Luick,
Yes.
Senator Rude,
Yes.
Representative Sandsted,
Yes.
Senator Tomasoni.
Yes,
We have 9 yes.
the motion prevails. The resolution is adopted. That concludes any formal business that we have on the agenda. Is there any other comments, questions, or business to be brought up at this point in time?
Mr. Chairman, I would just say those were great comments on the trails, that the impact they're having. And the other thing I would note is, and we're going to try to get a presentation to the board sometime this summer, maybe. So some of the changes we've made at Giants Ridge over the year, we're starting to really, because you couldn't really evaluate them until you had, you could evaluate 2 years where we had decent both golf and skiing. And we had winter it killed the golf 1 year, and then we had weather that killed the skiing 1 year. So it was really hard to get our arms around the performance. But this past year we saw really an increase in performance of the facility. So labor costs are down, revenues are up. So some of the, we're seeing significant progress, and we want to try to track that so that we can show it to you in a easy to understand fashion. And then also look at what other improvements we see down the road that could actually, again, bring increased revenues. Because whatever the board decides to do with Giants Ridge long-term, you're not going to have any options if the thing isn't performing properly. So we're taking serious look right now at what the next moves we need to make as far as lodging and different things. So I just want to give you, but I'm optimistic. So the economic impact of Giants Ridge, when we first measured it in 2015 or 16, was about $43 million a year to the local economy. We re-looked at this last year and it's up to $55 million a year now. So, you know, we're having increased performance and efficiency as well as dramatic increase in economic impact. So I think some of the moves the board made on Giants Ridge a few years ago are starting to pay off, and we hope to continue that trend. And some of that is trail development, ATV, mountain bike, all of it. So those are also good strategic moves I think the board made in the past 4 or 5 years. So.
Well, and Commissioner, you deserve some credit for guidance on some of this and actually putting them into place. So I'm happy to hear that Giants Ridge is going well, because it's a in the rough, and I'm happy that we are able to service people not only of this area but from all over the place, and so that's really good stuff.
I appreciate the compliment, but I got to include the staff because I don't do any of this alone, believe me.
That was going to be my next compliment, to thank the staff for the great job that they do in preparing these packets and vetting these projects. So thank you for that. And my final comment is I still hate Zoom, even though it works. And I look forward to getting back into the building and actually having a meeting in person. And so I hope all of you have gotten your shots so that we can do this more quickly than not. And with that, does anybody else have any comments?
Well, Senator Tomassoni, I see you all week, every day, so I don't know if I'm fine on Zoom.
Okay, but you know, once summer comes, we're not going to see each other. So, and I'll probably miss you then. So, all right. With that, then everybody, meeting is adjourned.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. This is very efficient. I appreciate it.
And have a great weekend.
Thank you.